Hi, everybody. How are you? It's Jer. Welcome to the live stream. We're a little bit late today. I apologize. It is a beautiful day in the city of Detroit. I'm so glad to be here. Joining me is none other than the Prince Brightmore himself, Norris Howard. How are you?
How's it going, y'all? Westside back in the building. You know how it go.
I'm glad we're in the building and not outside of the building.
Yes, because it's chilly.
It is. You know what, though? It's fall.
My least favorite season.
I'm here for it, though.
Ugh.
You live it. You got to love seasons. If
I
you're
love
here.
all 4 seasons. This is just my least favorite.
This is the least of your loves?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm well, man. I've just been super busy. I know y'all ain't seen me on social or out and about in the streets as much. I just actually do want to give a quick shout out. I want to give a quick shout out to Chef Mamba over there at Bobab. He came by the Arsenal pub. Say what's up, fellow Arsenal fans. So what's up to Chef Mamba? Appreciate you coming by. Hope to see you again at the spot.
How's your team doing?
First in the league, baby. Number 1, 6-point lead. Let's get it. Set Piece FC. Best defense in the Premier League. Arguably the best defense in all of Europe. Let's get it.
Well, you know where my club is, right?
The shitter.
Listen. We're holding up that 18th spot real well at Nottingham Forest.
You know what, man? Listen, we don't want to get too deep on the soccer stuff, but y'all were doing halfway okay. I mean, this time last year, y'all were in the European spots, and now it ain't looking too good.
No, it's not.
So I'm sorry to hear that.
I need like a second team.
Yeah, you do. You need a big team that wins things.
Well, we've got an action-packed show for you today. We got like a ton of stories to go through. We were adding stuff to the rundown late this morning. I was out. There's a the newsletter that's going to go out, a little bit of story on the last lunch at the Rensen food court. So I was catching up with engineer Randy and some others.
How is it depressing? Yes, but also at the same time, to quote one of my favorite games of the past 7 years, let it die. Like, here's how it's it's clear that the writing is on the wall for the Rensen in some way, shape, or form.
It's been clear for years, if we're being honest with ourselves.
I mean, but I'm saying there's been a turbo button hit on the Rensen ever since that State of the City address, and the mayor put out a rendering that basically said, "We knocking the towers down. We doing it. Whether whoever pays for it, we gonna figure that out. But the Rensen is kaput."
I couldn't help but think about the concept, and I've been trying to wrestle with it, how I'm going to write about it. But it is such a draw. It's like a mega project that was supposed to be such a draw, but in fact emptied out downtown Detroit.
Yeah.
And then in its current iteration, as Detroit's come back over the last 10, 15 years, or made some progress towards comeback. I'm not going to be one of those people like, it's all back. Mm-hmm. As we've made progress, funnily enough, it's not kept up with that progress because it's so disconnected from everything else around it.
Because what the Renaissance Center tried to do was to build a vertical suburb inside of downtown Detroit. And
the people who mostly go there, if I'm honest with myself, the people I've met there, gone there over the years, met people for business, whatever, because I've been in the Rensen in and out for
20 years.
More than that, right?
Yeah,
Since
25 years, yeah.
Since I was a kid, I've been going. That it is always, yes, residents would go there, but the vast predominant of that community were people who were coming in from Rochester or whatever. Commuters, yeah.
It was a vertical suburb. It was meant for people to be able to come in from Rochester, Sterling Heights, Farmington Hills, Canton, and
never leave.
And never leave, and never have to leave the building, and never have to go into the spooky, scary, dark alleyways of downtown Detroit, and Lord forbid bump shoulders with some of the Afro-Americans down there, and that's how it was. But one thing that I love about the redevelopment of downtown Detroit specifically is there is conscious effort to make people-centric civil architecture. You are seeing a lot of the wide roads get narrowed, like Randolph is getting narrowed to create for larger walking paths. You are seeing more plazas. You are seeing more promenades. You are seeing, we're going to talk about it on the show today, this brand new gorgeous park on the riverfront. Like, there is a thought to make these spaces more people-centric, less car-centric, less commuter-centric, and more about making the community mesh up against itself.
Well, you got to lean more into residents and community, because I think about the people who come down to the RenCen and others I know working in the office world. I think about before the pandemic, you would see flocks of people walking around for lunch, and now it's just gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone. And I think more and more people, I was actually looking at a study, I can't cite it off the top of my head, but I think we put it in the member-only Discord, the Patreon, that you see far more people taking lunch now. Like, most people are now just eating at their desk for lunch all the time, which I
mean, financially, I get it.
Financially, I get it, but also if that's the way things are, and if people are feeling stressed right now, I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Oh, listen, going out is my thing that I do for myself. Like, a good meal is the thing I do for myself. Now, I don't eat out every day. I eat out probably way more than I should. I'm just being honest, but I like to eat out, and that is one of my vices, and it's a vice that I'm really find it hard to justify scaling back on, because there's so much good food, there's so much good stuff, there's so much, vibrancy to a city when you go out and you live in it and you experience it and you become part of its tapestry. That is what living in the city is about to me. So I'm excited to see where this is all going, and the RenCen is in fact counterproductive to all of that.
Well, I went through, and you've got tons of escalators that are just not getting fixed. It's bad when the fake plants have become sunburned.
The fake plants are dying.
When the fake plants are sunburned. But yeah, there's it's an interesting thing. The pictures are just big Dead Mall vibes over there.
Man, a lot of liminal spaces over there.
Okay. So for people who don't know, what is a liminal space?
Oh, a liminal space is a space in which there's an eerie vacancy of activity where activity would normally be. So when you see like really kind of ominous, high contrast photos of like dead malls or empty city streets of abandoned towns and stuff like that, those are considered liminal spaces.
You know what had a bunch of liminal spaces? There was a video on YouTube I shared of Depression era Detroit, 1930s Detroit, which is the Detroit that my dad grew up in.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. I mean, the ruin porn stuff in the late 2000s of Detroit, a lot of it was just liminal space. Clearly this building was built for hundreds, if not thousands of people, and now there's just deer.
Well, we're going to get into doing our show. If you're new here, by the way, welcome, Stina. Good to see you in the chat.
Stina, what's up?
If you're new here, what we're going to do is record our show. We've got a rundown. We do our podcast that airs every day. This episode will air tomorrow. So we'll kind of walk through all of that stuff. We'll do that live in front of everybody. Now, if you've got chat, if you've got questions, things like that, drop them in there. We'll talk about it, right?
That's right.
But we'll wait until after the episode is recorded. And the reason that we do that is because for our audio audience, they're going to be very confused if we start talking with chat that they can't read in the middle of it. So I ask that if you keep that together. Hello, David. 2 boot stores coming to downtown Timberland and now announced Pingree Detroit on Columbia. Yes, we're going to talk about Pingree Detroit.
We're talking about that. Yeah, we talked about Timberland last week.
Yes. Lots of boots.
A lot of boots.
Oh, and you know what else?
Yeah.
The Western Books boots. Take of us. They sell boots.
They also sell boots. A lot of boots.
Boots on the ground.
Boots. I was just about to say it. Oh, it was the one pun I was going to let myself have.
It's true. Pingree is more than shoes.
Yes.
I have
it's a leather
coasters.
goods store.
I have a mouse pad, maybe something.
I need a new mouse pad. But I can't justify spending more than like $10 for a mouse pad.
Okay. All respect to other people who do mouse pads. You know what I do? I get the slip mats from Third Man Records, and I use that as a mouse
cool.
pad.
I need the giant. I need like the XL mouse pad. I'm a
You're
gamer.
a gamer.
Yeah,
You're a gamer.
I'm a gamer. So
when
I
you're
need the
playing
whole...
Civ, it doesn't matter.
No. Well, I don't know. Well, no, because it's turns. You don't need
It's
that many.
turns,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't need that many actions per minute. Yeah, I played League of Legends.
Mr. 1213, good to see you. Have we been following Tom's journey around downtown from Korea? It's been such a joy to watch. I know a bunch of listeners have. I need to do that. But the Pistons, their season opened.
Yes, man. Listen, high expectations for the Pistons. We're very excited to see where they go. I think they look good. And nobody's been caught gambling. So
Not any new Pistons,
yeah,
only old ones.
only old Pistons.
Only
no
old
current Pistons. And listen, Malik.
Chauncey, bet ups.
They cut Malik, so it's kind of nobody's gambling. Which, by the way, a podcast for another day and another time, man. The gambling situation,
Wow.
when it comes to sports right now, dude, is out of control. It's out of control. I truly believe that. It's out of control.
Well, I keep quiet about it because I know that I have the minority opinion, and I know that Fletcher Sharp, who does a lot of sports, has a minority opinion. I'm not the biggest sports gambler. I'm just not.
I'm not a gambler at all, but sports gambling, definitely not.
Now, I know lots of people love it, so I don't like to yuck other people's yum. But
Do what you want.
I
Show
didn't
money.
realize how much the parlay and the multi-step stuff opened up lots of opportunity for fraud.
And the prop
Where you don't
bets
have
and stuff.
the prop bets, where
Yeah.
you don't have to throw a game, you could just know information. There's so much. I guess it's 20% of the business.
Yes,
is
prop
prop bets. And so you can not throw a game, but you can just know information.
Yeah.
And just
It could just be like, oh yeah, man, Jake Bates is gonna hit one from above 60 today. Here you go.
yeah.
$5 turned into 50.
Cena says it should not have become legal.
That's listen.
There's a lot of
that's
people-
a hot take.
That is a hot take. Look, there's increases in suicide right now. There's increases in a lot of things
Yeah.
around it. But I also know that with a lot of vices, you can't. Even if you make it illegal, people are going to do it.
It's
so
gonna
make
go
it
into
my
the
worst.
underground.
Right.
You might as well make tax revenue. Listen, I'm all for that. Legalize gambling, legalize drugs, legalize prostitution, legalize it all. Just get tax revenue. From
Andrew
it.
Cuomo would yell at you about that.
I don't care. Let's not even start about that. We got a whole daily Detroit we got to do. We can't do daily New York. Don't even get me started on that guy.
I mean, look, our mayor's race, the polls are like, what, 61-14?
61-14.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We're going to get into it for a little bit.
Just a hot second.
A hot second.
Yeah.
By the way, which reminds me, I'm going to mention this again during the show. We're going to do a live stream for election night again.
That's right. That's right. Hopefully I get to bounce around and do all that good stuff. But hey, it is what it is.
Yes, there's a bunch of races. There's also races in the suburbs too.
Yes, and we will cover those as well.
Yes, we will get into it. There's a number like council members and school millages and things like that. So there's a bunch of stuff to get into. So anyway, as we do this, is we will do the main show, and then we will save up your chat questions, and then we will, have some fun and get into it.
Let's go.
All right. Oh, before, should I tell them now? Do I tell them after? Or do I tell them now?
About.
Surprise. Let's make them wait for the surprise.
Do it. Yeah, make them wait.
Okay.
Yeah. I almost forgot what you was talking about. Make them wait.
Okay. We can't forget about what I was talking about.
Yeah, make them wait. Make 'em wait.
Okay. Let's get into the show then. All right. We'll get recording for the podcast. Okay. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, friends, and welcome to your daily Detroit, sharing what to know and where to go in Southeast Michigan. I am J.R. Stays, coming to you from our studio in Tech Town. It is Wednesday, October 29th, 2025, and joining me across the table for a jam-packed episode full of updates and stuff to talk about around town is none other than the Prince of Brightmoor himself. How are you?
What's going on, y'all? The West Side has returned.
Third of his name?
Third of his name.
Not second?
No, third of his name. That's right.
Not fourth?
No, not that yet.
Well, would you ever do a pet as the fourth?
No. I believe pets only have old people names.
Like what?
Like Harold or Ernest.
Ernest is a good name.
Yeah.
Ernest is a good dog name.
Yeah, Ernest or Geraldine.
Geraldine.
Those are good pet names in my opinion.
Well, we've got a bunch of stories to talk about around town. We've got development. We got a little bit on the election. We've got the new park that will open. We got So much. So let's just dive into it. There is word that an investment group, including Doug Song's Song United, Witness Investment, and Deep Dive Hospitality, has bought the historic Inn on Ferry Street in Detroit's Midtown. They plan to add a fine dining restaurant, art and gathering spaces, some micro retail outlets, which I'm looking forward to. They expect to have these improvements finished in the next year. Ash Hotels is also known for the Siren Hotel. They will manage the 33-unit property. This is the latest investment for Doug Song, who recently bought the Chroma building, as well as a number of other things. So I'm just going to say this here. I am so glad to see some new life being breathed into the Inn on Ferry Street. I have been to a couple of weddings there. What a charming property. So much cool stuff. I was really sad to see it kind of struggle during the pandemic. This, I hope, will bring in the resources to make this thing really shine. And it's in a great part of town that, frankly, kind of needs the rooms.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal. And that was actually going to be my biggest point, which is Midtown actually needs hotel rooms, which is very strange to think about it. But right now, there's just a new hotel down there by the old Bonsdale on Woodward and was that Woodward and Mac, where you got the one new hotel and then there's kind of not any hotels over there.
There is going to be a conversion happening with the
there's-
old Millwrights building, Carpenter's Millwrights building.
Yeah, like there's a conversion, but there's nothing there currently. So renovating this is going to be a good thing. Bed and breakfast vibes if you've never been there. Really, really sort of cozy feel. This is not like going to, the Garden Inn or anything like that. No disrespect to the Garden Inn, but just know what you're getting if you're going to the Inn on Ferry Street. And also a thing is to say, this is an investment group that I think a lot of people may be unfamiliar with. A lot of people talk about Gilberts and the Illiches and so on and so forth. And this is another name in the mix that is, kind of outside the usual suspects for Detroit for a lot of people, and I think that's a positive thing.
And Doug's done a lot of cool projects, and I've got a chance to talk to him a couple of times. It's really, really interesting stuff.
Yeah,
so,
he's got a lot of love for the city, and he wants to see the city improve, and so I think this is a really interesting move, and I think it's something that's cool because Midtown is somebody who spent really a long portion of their young adult life in Midtown. Seeing the ability for people to actually kind of come and stay in Midtown, whether it be like parents of kids at Wayne State and stuff like that, is a big thing. It's pretty cool.
if you want to see inside one of the old houses, a great way you could do that is if you want to visit Boss Blue, the co-working space.
Oh, Boss Blue is so nice. Love that place.
I had a transcendent, almost staycation vacation experience over the weekend, man.
Okay, hit me with it.
The new Ralph C. Wilson Centennial Park. Holy.
So, first of all, I haven't had a chance to go. I told myself I was going to be going between today and tomorrow, but I will say this. All of the video I've seen of it and all the people and the kids, that's the main thing, man. The kids that I saw down at this park.
The Utes?
The Utes. Fan-freaking-tastic, man. Like, this is a space that has not existed in downtown Detroit in my whole life, bro. My whole life. And I am so happy that there'll be a whole new generation of Detroiters that will be able to experience a park like this. And it'll always be there for them, man. Like, this is so cool.
I took a selfie with my partner and posted it to social media. And her friend mentioned to her, like, oh, are you in Chicago? Are you at Millennium Park?
See, and that's what that's the reaction. Like, it's getting to a point. I think we're maybe one more project away from Detroit being able to say, yes, this is the most world-class riverfront in America.
Hot take? Maybe it might be what happens on the Rensen site.
I think so. I think so because, to be able to have that much uninterrupted boardwalk with pretty much every quarter mile, there's some sort of attraction or thing to do. That's really intelligent.
And I include that sea of parking lots and things that are next to it. It would be really great to kind of remedy all of that and bring that together in a more cohesive manner.
Yeah, that weird portion, like right in between the promenade with the carousel and stuff like that, in the Rensen, where it's just like a ton of parking lots, kind of gross and gray. Yeah, that'd be good.
So there's like 4 main areas at the Riverfront Park. You've got the sport court,
Yep.
all done
Which
up by the
is
Piston.
so cool.
Yeah. You've got
Covered too, so it should be able to use it through most of the year.
and then you got the hill, like the amphitheater hill thing going on. You've got it's very cool, the water park area that they're doing, but it's more of like, it's not like a water park like slides. It's more
No, it's
like
a splash pad.
it's more like, it's more like a pond and things like that. Very cool, very serene. And then of course the play area is gigantic,
Oh, you got the Bernstein Bear.
which is, I mean, I gotta have to do a selfie with that sometime.
You gotta do the
It was so
Bernstein
busy.
Bear.
It was not a Barons, it was a Burns.
That's why I
clever.
said Bernstein
That's very
Bear.
clever marketing.
It is.
That's very clever
It is.
marketing.
It is.
Okay. When you go, you're going to have to come back and tell me otter, beaver, bear, fish, which one is your favorite? When you come back.
Okay, when I come back.
When you come back
Because I
next
have
week,
a soft spot for otters.
listen, you ought to know.
Wow.
What I
Fezzy,
really want?
Fezzy, he's got to stop doing this.
We've got news that Marrow in the Market is opening up November 13th at anticipated restaurant in Eastern Market. We've done some previews about it on our newsletter and even on this very show. It's moving forward. It's going to be a couple of stories. You've got retail. You've got the restaurant. You've got just a ton of stuff happening. I'm hoping to be in kind of the opening group of people who go to that thing. There's a lot of excitement around Marrow because they've got multiple locations. They've got the thing happening in Birmingham, and they've got their consumer packaged goods because you can go like Meijer and get Marrow, the ground beef and stuff.
I'm really excited about this because, obviously I live downtown, so going to the one, basically what we're going to say, is West Village, we're going to still call that West Village, the Villages, the one over in the Villages, is not far, but it's also not necessarily close either. And I think this is the beautiful thing about it, is that for somebody like me who's a lifelong Detroiter, distance is a weird thing for me. So West Village feels like it's not far because I'm used to hopping in a car, driving, and in 5 minutes I'm there. Well, in the context of a city, West Village should be so far away that
I mean, it should be
be
like an L stop.
yes, it should be almost untenable for me to have to go there for anything unless it's very specific. And now with all this development, we are starting to sort of see from a restaurant, bar, and attraction point of view, the city, at least south of Eastern Market, kind of start to fill out to where if I'm in Midtown, I'm just in Midtown that day. If I'm downtown, I'm just downtown that day. I'm bouncing around. And that is really encouraging to me.
I think there's a lot of hope for that for Eastern Market. They've still got some
Yeah.
ways to go with some of the places to hang out and do things, but you've got La Ventana over there. You've got, was it Collect? I'm trying to remember what they are. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
A bunch of things happening over there. Something definitely to check out. Now, on the farther east side, over on East Warren.
Even farther.
Even farther, but a neighborhood close to my heart.
Yeah.
Over in the East Warren Cadieux area, there is the Arthur Murray. This will be 32 new apartments, 8,000 square feet of ground floor rehab that will be at East Warren and Yorkshire. And this has been vacant for a very long time, and it's a redo. So I'm really glad to see this kind of reuse happening. There's just a lot of cool things happening over there. In fact, I need to get an update at some point. Baobab Fair is supposed to open up a location out that way too, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm super excited for that as well. Listen, man, Detroit is popping. All right. It's popping right now. And, I know a lot of people are very worried about when it comes to development, particularly of residential units in terms of who is it going to be affordable for. But I think we're still in that phase in the city of Detroit where, we kind of the beggar that can't be a chooser, right? We still need a level of density to where I'm not quite sure that we can be that selective yet. We can be intelligent, we can develop equitably, and we can develop intelligently. But I think at the end of the day, we, as they used to say about movie theaters, we need booties in the seats. Okay. And the city of Detroit needs boots on the ground. Okay. We need people in the city spending money, making jobs, and having their tax dollars circulating through the town.
Well, we're going to be talking about boots that you can buy in the city in a little bit. But I want to mention, we were talking about West Village, a couple of things opening across the street from each other. West Village, I guess they say North Village. I just call it the Villages.
It's the Villages.
Just the Villages.
Yeah. We got to.
If you live there, are you a Village people?
Do we need? Oh my God, that's just 2 today. Stop.
I got one more in my allowance.
Do we
in my
need
contract.
to? Do we need to? Do we need to like redistrict like the villages? Like, I don't know. I don't want to gerrymander the villages. Let's figure it out. But yeah, in the villages,
Washed Up Coffee is located inside of La Fonda Street, which, by the way, La Fonda's really tasty Venezuelan food.
Yeah.
This is at 8016 Kercheval. This will be open Tuesdays through Sundays from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Their grand opening is November 1st. This is by a couple of longtime folks, Emily Potter and Amelie Boulanger, which is also the director of sales and education at Dessert Oasis.
great place. My favorite coffee shop.
So Washed Up is really cool. Also, their logo is very neat. It has a duck.
And that is also one of my favorite animals.
Yes, it's definitely very good. And then they'll be having some breakfast service from La Fonda, which will be very cool. So they will also be doing on Sunday a opening party and latte art throwdown at 6 p.m. on Sunday, November 2nd.
It's a throwdown.
You know what? You could do latte art. Maybe you should enter.
My latte art is woefully deficient.
Really?
Yeah.
You worked was that just never something you just grabbed to?
I knew how to do it back in the day, but it was just something that I never really fully cared to do. Like my thing was making your stuff taste good. I didn't need it to look pretty. There were plenty of people who can make your drink look pretty and then make a sucky latte. So, I was more so like, I want you to go, oh, wow, this tastes so good. I'll come back.
Well, when there's a lid on it, I don't care. But
And there usually was. So I'm like, you sitting here holding up the whole line because you want to draw some pretty latte art. Like, bro, I don't care. Put the lid on it and keep it moving. It's 7 a.m., dog.
there's also a photo and content studio opening across the street called Gold and Grit opening that weekend over there on Kercheval. You can book them by the hour. I'll put a link in the show notes to that. I think that's in the Parker Durand over there.
Yeah. Another great studio space for you to take advantage of. Anybody look for some professional photos or just some spot to do your little co-working at.
I mentioned boots, and I have another boot story for you, although they make more than boots.
Where are your fans, Jer? Where are your fans? Where are the fans at?
My fans?
Where's your fans at? See, because his boots ain't on the ground. That's why he ain't know.
Oh,
That's why he ain't know. He wasn't ready.
all right. So on Veterans Day, Pingree Detroit, which is a worker-owned shoe, bag, and accessory maker. I've got a bunch of Pingree stuff of randomness.
A lot of Pingree.
A lot of Pingree. It's a
Yeah.
thing. They are opening up on West Columbia Street, just steps from the Fox Theater on Veterans Day. And it's really cool to see them get a kind of brick and mortar store going on that Columbia Street corridor.
Yeah, listen, man. Clearly, all your boot needs will be taken care of
Take of Us,
in downtown Detroit.
Pingree, Timberland. Wow, we're going from no boots to all the boots.
All boots. I wouldn't be surprised if we got like, I don't know, man. If we got a Doc Martin store down there, like pretty soon, like I don't know, dude. It's like we have all the boots downtown.
Well, and I wanted to mention this isn't in the rundown, but right down the street from them is Frida Batitos,
Yeah.
Detroit, which also has an Ann Arbor location, which also announced a Brooklyn location happening.
See, and that's what I want to see. I want to see Detroit stuff starting to get exported around because right now, obviously you got your big three, but in terms of newer brands, like I remember when Shinola first came on the scene and really started expanding outwardly into the rest of the country, becoming a really known luxury brand. And like, I want to see more of that. And so Frida Banditos expanded. It's really dope, man.
I feel like it's been a whirlwind. I've just like the last 15 minutes, so many stories.
And not even just the last 15 minutes, dude. I feel like this whole couple years in the city of Detroit, particularly like post-pandemic, it was like something has happened, man. Like the turbo button has just got hit on a lot of brands and a lot of development in the city. And, a lot of stuff is happening. A lot of things that have been kind of in the till for the longest are finally starting to see completion. The park seeing completion this year. The Apple Store seeing completion this year. Hudson's building seeing completion this year. At least the office building side of it seeing completion this year. Like, a lot of stuff is hitting between 25 and 26, and it's kind of overwhelming.
I've got a pro tip for folks because I was at the Lip Bar a few days ago.
We love the Lip Bar.
Very beautiful. We've had Melissa Butler on the show before.
Yeah.
We'd love to have her on again. She's just brilliant. Anyway, I did not realize, I don't know all the spots, but I know the Lip Bar does. I know the Apple Store does, and I know Warby Parker does it. If you buy enough, like there's a small minimum purchase, but you can get free validated parking for 2 hours at a Metropolis garage, which is the Z Garage.
See, and I love the Metropolis garages. I'm really sad my building doesn't have a Metropolis garage.
Really?
I really like it.
What do you like about it?
I don't have to stop.
See, I like the like tickets and I don't trust technology like that.
What, bro? It just charges you when you drive out. What are you saying? You literally want to fumble around with a ticket. You really want to do that?
I don't trust AI
or a swipe card. It's not AI. It just reads your plate.
Okay.
Like, it can read better than most humans can.
I just don't like auto charging things.
Oh no, I'm off that. I'm off that. I'm good with remembering my subscriptions and stuff. So I'm not worried about that. Being auto charged. If you can make it seamless and reduce any friction point in my life, I'm for it.
Let me know, dailydetroit@gmail.com, your thoughts on any of the stories that we talked about. Or,
do you like the Metropolis garages and not having to go into your purse or your wallet to swipe out of the garage?
Let me know, dailydetroit@gmail.com or 313-789-3211. Let's end the show changing gears a little bit because election night is next week.
That's right.
So we will be doing a live stream next week during election night on that Tuesday as opposed to our usual afternoon thing. Little programming note on that. But let's talk about it for a few minutes because there is some news around finances. There's some news around polling. How are we feeling, with the mayoral race? I've noticed like just a lot less energy around it, and I think probably that's because of the polls.
I think it's because of the polls. I think the primary result was a big factor, but I'm gonna be honest with you. We talked about it, and then I kind of sat down and I thought a little bit more about it. The debate was so not good for Ken Locke. I mean, when I was at the No Kings protests that following weekend, I mean, there was a common refrain of people saying, even though this was not exactly what he said, it was a misquote, but as we know, perception is reality, of those saying, Reverend Ken Locke said he would be open to letting ICE and Border Patrol
He didn't say
patrol our cities. He did not say that.
But let me tell you why this shows the issue.
Yep.
To me, it shows the issue that this is the kind of thing that if he ran for Council District 6 or something.
Not a thing.
This is not a thing. It has shown that this is his first campaign.
Absolutely.
And this is a big apple to bite for your first campaign. Somebody who this isn't their first campaign, it's a different story possibly.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Because
there's a lot of first campaign mistakes.
well, and it was an answer that made somebody go like, what side are you on actually? Like, it says you have a D by your name, but what does that mean? Right? Like, for a lot of people, that was a line in the sand that they would never cross.
I think there was a lot of assuming that people knew who he is too.
Yeah.
More than, I mean, obviously, if you go to church, if you're tied into the church community, that's a lot of people. But there are a lot of people still that I get, and I don't pick sides in any of this stuff. But like, who is this guy? Like, a lot of people.
Oh, and listen, and it's not even so much who is this guy. You got to count how many people are already turned off from the church community, who don't want anything to do with church communities, who don't want to interface with church communities, which is why a candidate like Mary Sheffield has found a way to toe that line, because she's very much so from a religious family. Like, let us not ignore that aspect of Mary Sheffield.
I know, right?
Right. But she has found a way to distance herself enough from it to say, well, I am a legislator first. I am a council person, and that is my primary directive, at least in the public eye, first. And I don't think Kinloch convinced a lot of people that that is how he would operate.
I'm going to say this about the council races because I get questions around that. I think whoever's running for council in a contested district needs to just be out there on social, on whatever, because a lot of people don't know what to do with their council district.
No, I think we're gearing up for a really interesting series of city council races, particularly the seat that Karen Whitsett is running from out on the west side of the city. It's that is going to be a weird race.
You know, the other race I'll mention too is that over in the east side in my district, I have had 25 people ask me, I don't know who Renata Miller or Willie Bell is.
And that's a problem. And that is a major problem. And you know, I found it very interesting that Mary Sheffield said that she wants to revive the neighborhood city halls and reinvest into them and basically make those, you know, almost baby home bases for some of these council people, because I do think that there is a lack of connection between city council and the city proper that could be rectified through something like a neighborhood city hall or alderman system, where, you know, basically there is a neighborhood liaison that is then talking to the city council, and then we could go from there. There's ways, I think, for people to feel connected, but I agree with you, Jared. A lot of people, unless you are true blue politico, you are not tied into who potentially is running for your city council, and that's a problem.
I think there's like a lot of apathy out there,
Yeah.
not just in the city. I don't mean this like this is a
This is a national thing.
I've been thinking about this more and more, right? Because a lot of people talk about apathy in the city. If you're in it, you're in it, right? If you're watching every post by whatever news outlet and every social media outlet, you know what's going on in your view. But most people are so tuned out on so many issues right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the discourse happening, you know, in general. I will mention on the governor's race side that Jocelyn Benson came in top of the heap for fundraising.
Yes.
So that's a good sign for her. Still got to figure out what's going to go on with Duggan and her in the city of Detroit. I'm interested. I'm watching that polling. I'm watching that polling. That's the biggest question.
Biggest question mark, man, because I think it is a bigger question for the Democrats more than the Republicans. I think Duggan will take from both camps, to be perfectly honest.
Every poll
with you.
shows that he does.
I think he takes from both camps. I think he harms Democrats significantly more than Republicans. Simply because he was a mayor of a large blue city and, for the most part, has told the line enough not to fall completely into the Republican camp, or at least the perception of being in the Republican camp. And I think it'll be very interesting to see how Benson matches up with him. I'm ready to see debates. That's what I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see these three people stand up and have a battle of ideas. That's what I want.
That advantages Duggan, having covered debates of all three of those and who's seen debates from all three of them. That's Duggan's strong suit.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And so I am very interested to see next year what this governor's race is going to look like, because, you know, really it's going to come down to Detroit, and then how well can Jocelyn Benson perform outstate? Those are the biggest questions.
Well, there was a recent poll by the Detroit Regional Chamber, which we haven't talked about a bunch, but we may circle back and talk about it on another episode. But nearly 60% of Michiganders are more than open to an independent candidate for governor, and that polls from both parties. And there's a lot of discontent in the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
a lot.
When both the brands of both parties are in the mud because, you know, various reasons that we don't have enough time for on this show in particular, this poses a problem for the establishment of both camps. We see what's happening in the New York mayor's race. We see what's happening nationwide. People are tired of this sort of dichotomy, two-party system. They want alternatives, and it seems like there are people in the mix who are willing to provide those alternatives.
And then in the Senate race, real quick, that's an interesting one, because you have three candidates that all have, you know, they have some bases of support in different ways. But I feel like unless it becomes a two-person race, and she's not an incumbent, Haley Stevens, who's been on the show before, Mallory McMurrow and Abdul El Sayed are both welcome on the show. Abdul's been on the show outside of this a couple of times, and I'd love to have him on, and Mallory, of course.
Yes, of course.
But it's interesting to see how you've got like Stevens in one lane, and then to a lot of the public, you have McMurrow and El Sayed in the same lane.
Yeah, you
To a lot of the
kinda-
public, I'm not saying they are.
Yeah, to a lot of the public, you have like leftists and leftist light. Like that's kind of how I think the perception of the public views them. They are all very, very close to each other in fundraising numbers. I'm talking about a matter of maybe 40, 50,000 between them each way. So the money is saying that the race is close among the Democrats. The polling is showing that it's close among the Democrats. And so next year when the primary comes around, because it looks like right now that Mike Rogers is going to be the Republican choice, we'll see what happens with the Democrats. But I do think that if both McMurrow and El Sayed stay in the race in June, July, yeah, Stevens probably gets the nod.
I want to make a mention that I'm going to spend an episode in the future talking about this whole situation with SNAP
Oh, boy.
and benefits. It's a really important one. 40% of City of Detroit households get SNAP benefits.
Yeah.
It's a very important detail that I'm going to put a pin in. I'm working on getting some experts on to have some like grounded stuff as well as recommendations on where to support. Because people are going to need their support real soon. However this happens, whatever your politics, I care more about getting bellies fed.
Yeah.
That is my priority. And so I very much worry about that, not just in the city of Detroit, but across the state of Michigan. You're talking, 1.4 million people.
Most of them children.
Yeah.
So
It's something that we need to talk about, and it's something I definitely want to
yeah,
make sure
we're
highlight.
gonna be talking about it very soon and figuring out how we can best help each other, because guess what? We're all neighbors, and regardless of what's happening in Washington or in Lansing or anywhere, our job is to be our brother's keeper.
All right, with that, we are done with this episode of Your Daily Detroit. Thank you so much to our members on Patreon, patreon.com/Daily Detroit. We have a brand new sticker pack for you. They are in, and I cannot wait to show you. I'm going to get them uploaded to our Daily Detroit Patreon website so you can see what they are all about. I'm so excited about them. We got tweaks to the website coming. We got all kinds of things happening behind the scenes. We've had a lot more newsletters going out lately. A lot of great feedback on the interview that I did with Kevin Peterson of Castalia. Thank you, everyone who listened to that one. That one seemed to do very well with people. So very much into it. Anyway, I'm Jer Stace.
I'm Norris Howard.
Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around Detroit. And we're clear.
Mr. Duckett. I just want to give you a hand clap on that one. On that comment.
Look,
'cause
that's a question I actually
you're
asked.
correct.
I asked about that because so I don't necessarily believe that she was active in that situation.
Yeah,
But I
listen,
do believe that that board did not have good controls. And I do believe that too many foundation boards and nonprofit boards don't have good enough controls.
No, the issue was that you had a CFO who was stealing, and you had a CEO who was not talking to his CFO in an effective way and in a consistent way. And then you had a board that was on a board to be on a board, which
And a
is
lot
how
of-
a lot
yeah.
of boards work.
Yeah, that is a problem. You need board members that are active and asking questions.
Yeah,
And
but
if you can't be active, you shouldn't be on the board. I don't care how good it looks in your resume.
Jared's going to be around, but I got to split, unfortunately.
Okay, you got to go?
Yeah, I got to go.
All right. I'll go through the chat, everybody.
It was been real, y'all. You know what? We got to do a Patreon special soon.
Yes.
So maybe we'll stream a Patreon special later this week.
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, I'll
Send me a
slide
text.
in.
All right.
Bye,
I'm going to
y'all.
walk through the comments really quick. David, 2 boot stores coming to downtown Timberland. Yep, we talked about that. Pingree is such, yes, it is much more than shoes. Columbia store, that's a good suggestion, Mr. 1213. That is a name that I have not bandied about, but it makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Get some Pingree, get the mouse pad you love, Seen it. Look at the different mouse pads that you want. It's a very personal choice. Yeah, you're right, Mr. 1213. It only does take one player to miss a shot, fumble a pass, or miss a fly ball. Yeah, it doesn't take much. Maggie Daly Park in Chicago, says David, as far as I'm assuming you're referring to Centennial Park. Better than Chicago because our water access wasn't cut off by Lakeshore Drive. I haven't been to Maggie Daly, but I did go to a bird sanctuary I very much liked on the north side of Chicago this year. It was very, very good. Stina mentions that the WNBA sports complex will help too. Yes, it absolutely will. It'll also get a lot of people out there and seeing it, which is really useful. Let's see. What's that building being constructed on Russell South of Gratiot across from the church? That is, and we've talked about it in our member-only Discord, that is a housing development. I need to remember what that is off the top of my head. But we talked about it on our Discord, and that is a housing development underway. I got to remember the name off the top. Let's see. It's good to see you, Mr. Duckett. Yep. I've gotten some stuff from Pingree too, Michael. It's also good to see you, Michael. Good to see you. Mr. Duckett. See, I'm so glad to see someone else on that auto charging. I hear you. I appreciate you very much. Yes, Sheffield people did run with that narrative as far as the campaign, for sure. I think that they are very skilled at grabbing whatever narrative and thing. They're very good at the politicking. And for sure they ran with it, without a doubt. Michael says, we need a Zoran. Wasn't he city council? Zoran was state assembly. Zoran Mamdani was state assembly. So that's up in Albany. But yeah, I mean, he's a very unique character, and he's somebody who I think only comes around in certain situations. What I would like to see is more people outwardly excited about the city. For me, that's what I want to see. I want to see that out in the streets kind of thing. People who are like, hey, I want to be here. I want to be part of it. I think that's a big thing. Anyone heard from Mark Wall? No. That's funny. I scrolled forward to David. Stina shares that the embezzlement didn't delay the park, referring to Ralph C. Wilson. It changed some things under the hood. Yeah, I think there were a few things that didn't make it by the opening that happened because a lot of that money was backfilled. Let's see. I am one of those District 5 people who is rather disgusted by my options. I didn't say the word disgusted, but that is a word I've heard a lot of people tell me that they're just not pumped about those options for District 5. So, yeah, I think I've kind of gone through it. Leather mouse pad either way. I'm down. I understand. I'm understanding. All right, everybody. I think I got through everything. Sorry to cut things short. I didn't know that Norris needed to run out the door, or maybe that happened in live stream. But I appreciate everyone for chiming in. If there's anything else anyone's got, thank you, everybody. Oh, by the way, one more thing. You know what? I'm going to mention this because I was going to do it in front of Norris, but he's not here. So I'm going to show you guys something. Let's do this really quick. There we go. I have a box. And in this box is our new member stickers. And this is them. They are beautiful. And they are for you if you become a member of Daily Detroit. If you are already a member, raise your hand in our Discord or send me a note. I'll send you one of these. But these are our brand new stickers. We've got, hold on. We got a camera over here that usually is on Norris. Maybe I can use it as a close-up camera, producer Adam, if it can move, which I think it can. I want to show you our new stickers. I got to bust into these somehow. Should have done some more prep. But let's open these up live on the air. These are well wrapped. Fresh in, literally arrived today. We want to do something special more than just stickers, but do a comprehensive sticker sheet because we wanted to give a lot more value and also have something that people can kind of have as a collectible or have different options and just something really neat to do and different than folks. So we went with this sticker sheet. Here we go. Let's see, can he move it? Here we go. Let's see here. There we go. I'll move it in a little bit closer. There we go. Let's see. Can you switch over to that camera? We got it. All right. Yes. Well, Fezzi deserves a solo shot, Michael. Absolutely. So these are 6 stickers kind of designed after Daily Detroit stuff. Of course, you get the classic logo sticker. You get another one inspired by our Art Deco architecture. And you can guess what building. I'll let the chat guess which building that's inspired by, but I think you know if you know Detroit. The streetcar is a unique one, kind of a nod to our history. Love how we personalized the streetcar. Did the little 313. There's a ton of work. There's weeks of work in art in this one. This is not AI stuff. This is like straight up beautiful stuff. The You Are Somebody, which is how we end the show, is a fun one with sunglasses on the spirit of Detroit. Of course, we cannot forget the Prince of Brightmoor, which is a favorite of mine. And of course, our guy Fezzi with the headphones, which is a whole lot of fun. So these are all stickers. If you look closely, they're all like individually cut. So you get to peel them off. This isn't one big, this is all. So you now as a member get 6 stickers included in your thing. And we'll go to the wide shot, I guess. So here they are. I can't wait to ship these out. I'm so excited to do more member benefits for folks because I got to tell you, members are the only way this thing keeps going. I mean, I appreciate our sponsors, and we always want to work with sponsors, but there's no way with the way the digital media world is now that we could do this without our members and, of course, our local sponsors. So I'm really thankful for it. I always want to do something really cool and really unique. So I'm really glad that this is out here. So, all right. Well, I'm going to let folks go for now. I did not expect things. So I hope you like the stickers. Go join us at patreon.com/dailydetroit. It's a great way to support what we're doing. Just a few bucks a month. It's a great way to go. We also have a yearly option in case you want to do a one-time thing at a discount. Because I know some folks don't like the auto charging monthly. So if you wanted to become a one-time member, and we will get these stickers out to you as well as benefits. And yes, Norris and I will be recording more secret podcasts. So thank you so much for watching the live stream. I really, really appreciate you. This is an honor to be able to get to do it. Remember, election live stream next Tuesday, 8 p.m. We will be on the air. We're going to have some fun with it. The election's the election, but also we're going to get a chance to cover some news stories, chat around, do some different stuff. Also, if you want to come in, send me a note, dailydetroit@gmail.com. If you want to come have pizza or something and you want to make it real, I can't do it for everybody, but if you email me and you want to stop by, dailydetroit@gmail.com, you can come on by the studio at Tech Town. So we will do that. All right. For now, I am Jer Stays. Thank you so much for watching. Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around Detroit.